By now you've certainly heard of the Steam controller Easter egg, where when you drop it from a certain height, it will scream at you, which is such a fantastic Easter egg, but it raises one important question. If that's what Valve does for a controller, what in the world kind of Easter egg are they gonna add to the Steam Machine console? Well, to find out today, we are going to build a DIY homemade Steam Machine in order to get into the mind of Gabe Newell himself and predict what Easter eggs might end up in this cube. Because I can already think of one Easter egg that would be so cool that it would sell 1 million copies of this console off rip. But it's also incredibly ridiculous. So yeah, let's get into it. These are all the components that most closely match the Steam Machine's current listed specs. We have this 6-core 12-thread 7500F paired with an RX 7600 GPU, plus a bunch of other ITX computer parts. So we'll be cramming all these together into a single little cube. So will our homemade Steam Machine even work? We're gonna find out, that's for sure. Now, because Valve is definitely going to have semi-custom processors both for the CPU and the GPU for the Steam Machine, therein lies the first real opportunity for an Easter egg, and honestly, the one that I think is most likely to happen. Since Valve controls the hardware, I would 100% expect to find an Easter egg somewhere on the actual printed circuit board of the Steam Machine. And this is fairly common, right? Like we could see them etch a Valve logo, for example, onto the motherboard of the PC itself. Something that would be a bit cooler is adding like an Aperture Science logo onto here as well. Now that is a bit of a low-hanging fruit in my mind, so what they could do to make that even more interesting is to etch a logo into the silicon of the CPU itself. Now this would have to be microscopic and not visible to the human eye. Honestly, probably only found by people like Evil Monkey here, who break out microscopes and tear apart chips and try to find these specific microscopic Easter eggs. But finding something like that inside of the hardware of the Steam Machine, oh man, that would be a really cool find. Now, by far the biggest challenge in a DIY Steam Machine is of course the size constraint, particularly our GPU here, this RX 7600, which does not in fact have a low profile variant, meaning the only way to make it fit inside of a small cube is to physically cut it in half. Oh, no way. Which I know does sound crazy, but if we're very precise and very careful, we can actually avoid slicing all of the important bits of the GPU and instead just trim down the radiator and the cooler of the card. If we do this right, we'll be left with a much shorter GPU, and hopefully one that also still works once assembled. Fingers crossed. Hopefully our GPU still fits, and if it does fit, hopefully it still functions. Okay, perfect. Now, because I had to cut the actual copper piping for our GPU cooler, I did have to cover it with like this rubber. So if liquid starts falling out of our PC, that's the reason why. Hopefully their power supply is a lot smaller than this one, because this takes up like over half of the chassis. I also built this to be like 7.5 by 7.5 inches, which is 1.5 inches longer on each side than the actual Steam Machine, which should be closer to like 6 by 6 by 6. I also had to make a few custom mounts for this to all work together, which I mean, hopefully it does. I guess it'd be easier to plug in the power outside of the case since this is gonna be upside down. Okay, motherboard power, CPU power, and our poor GPU power. Yeah, cable management is definitely gonna be an issue. There's like no room for cables inside of this box. That is one benefit that Valve is gonna have by, making this all probably into a single board computer type of thing. You're not gonna have all these extra cables just kind of cramming up the inside of the chassis. Now, it was kind of awkward to design this DIY Steam Machine using off-the-shelf parts, especially while trying to hit as small of a cube footprint as possible. Oh my gosh, what a mess. This kind of feels like how I build a normal PC, actually. Just shove every cable into a spot that it will never see the light of day. Now, if you're asking why I'm installing the motherboard upside down like this on top of the power supply, I don't know if I have a great answer. I did a lot of iterations of this design. This one ended up being the best. So we are sticking with it. We are hoping and praying that it'll work. I mean, from the front, it doesn't look too bad, right? Now we just need the cover to go on top. Oh my gosh, I'm so bad at taking things out of this thing. Okay, look at that. Like, we just made our own Steam Machine. That's really cool. Now, the next major Easter egg spot that I see for the Steam Machine is with this guy right here, with the power button, which actually we're gonna see if our homemade Steam Machine has any chance of working. When we press our power button, oh my gosh, it's actually working. The DIY RGB strip is actually kind of crazy. I am elated, this is crazy. But okay, every single console to date makes a unique sound when powered on. The most iconic by far being the GameCube. And what is the Steam Machine, if not also a cube that you game on? Do you see where I'm going with this? How incredibly fascinating would it be that when you press the Steam Machine power button, it played the noise from the GameCube startup menu. Now, while that would be incredibly cool, the only people that I can imagine cheering louder than the fans are Nintendo's lawyers. Because if you're unaware, Nintendo is very protective of their IP. And certainly the GameCube startup sound falls within their right to protect, right? So obviously, if that noise happened every single time you started a Steam machine, Nintendo and Valve would clash. Which, now that I'm thinking about it, would actually be fascinating. Which company do you think has more money to throw at their lawyers, Valve or Nintendo? Actually, now I'm curious. I'm gonna look up how much money they make. Sorry, my boxers are vibrating a bunch. That sounded a little weird. Not what I intended. Nintendo's operating profit of last year, $2.3 billion of profit. Do you think that's higher or lower than Valve's operating profit? Okay, I'm not sure what I expected. I knew they made a lot of money. $3 billion in operating profit in 2025, with like less than 400 employees. So maybe Valve can in fact pull off this Easter egg and fulfill the prophecy of the GameCube. It would be a cool Easter egg, even if it happened like once out of every 10 billion times the Steam machine started up. You know, maybe they'll even include a software Easter egg inside of Steam OS when the Steam machine comes out. It could be something as simple as like this Firefox Easter egg. Did you know you could play Pong against the Firefox web browser? You just gotta right-click your toolbar, go to Customize toolbar, and then drag and drop everything into the overflow menu except for the flexible space. And this little unicorn icon should show up. Once clicked, boom. Although fair warning, the computer's really hard. Like I just get smoked every single time. I found this while resetting Firefox as my default browser. Windows has this dark design tendency that sometimes nudges you back to using Edge. So even if you've set Firefox as your default browser in the past, it's worth double checking to make sure that it's still enabled. You can do this by searching in Windows for your default apps and settings, and then scrolling down to Firefox and clicking the box up here that says set as default browser. This takes just a few clicks, easy peasy, but while you're here, I also highly recommend that you scroll down and set things like PDFs and SVGs to open in your preferred option as well. There's nothing quite as jarring as a random Microsoft Edge window popping up when you're not expecting it to. So just scroll through and make sure everything is set the way that you want it to. Mozilla is definitely doing something right with their open source Firefox browser. I mean, uBlock Origin continues to work in Firefox, which you cannot say for other browsers. So make sure Firefox is still set as your default browser. I will go ahead and leave a download link for Firefox in case you need it. And I do want to give a huge thank you to Mozilla for sponsoring this video. Although that said, Mozilla, your ping pong Easter egg is way too difficult to play against. Although that might be a skill issue, now that I'm thinking about it. Anyway, back to our Steam machine. But moving on to this LED strip, which is a very prominent design feature of the Steam machine itself. I'm not sure if they've announced this, maybe they have, but I could see them using this to like show loading progress or to show like, you know, some other cool things besides just showing a solid color. And while I don't know how much space there is to include an Easter egg into like a single strip of LED, I don't know. If you guys can think of anything that they could do with the LED strip, let me know in the comments down below. Because what I actually want to talk about right now is the Easter egg that I think would be mind-blowing for the Steam machine. But to discuss it, first, we need to talk about a little bit of lore from like a decade or two ago. Now, in Valve's game series Portal, where you go around solving puzzles using portals, you end up using an iconic object named the Companion Cube, navigating with it through many chambers until you're unfortunately forced to incinerate it. Now, there's a ton of discussion around the internet around what's inside of a Companion Cube. And while Valve has never directly said this, most people believe that other test subjects are inside of a Companion Cube. There's a ton of dialogue and messages you can find that kind of like imply that this is the case, but again, it's not official. What if Valve played into this bit a little more with their Steam machine? So here's what I'm thinking for a potentially the coolest Easter egg that they could ever pull off. What if when the Steam machine got too hot to the point where it got hotter even than the components themselves could handle, the little box here played a secret message? Or at the very least, let out a whimper, which many people claim they hear when you first incinerate the Companion Cube in the first Portal game. It would essentially be treating the Steam machine as if it were a Companion Cube, you know, like when it got too hot, it would let out a little whimper. Now you might be asking, how in the world would they pull something like this off? Well, the secret could be something like this. This is a thermo-activated momentary switch. And if you saw my video about turning on a PC by like lighting a fuse on fire and waiting for it to reach the PC, well, this little guy is the secret to both. Also, I just plugged in the HDMI. Our Steam machine is actually working, which is fantastic. When a switch like this reaches a certain temperature, an internal mechanism flips in order to short out these two pins here. So imagine the Steam machine hid a tiny version of this sensor inside of its hardware, such that if it ever reached some like ridiculous temperature. I'm thinking like hundreds and hundreds of degrees Fahrenheit that a secret piece of audio would play. And actually, I think our steam machine just got too hot because there's like no ventilation inside of here. The question I have for you is, what piece of audio do you think would make for the best Easter egg in that moment, right? You could obviously do like the classic scream, just like the Steam controller did. They could also do the tiny whimper, like many people thought they heard in the Portal 1 incineration scene. They could also play a much more recognizable like Portal theme song, like "This was a triumph." I definitely like the idea of centering that Easter egg around Portal because, you know, again, tying the companion cube to the incineration to the steam machine. Something a bit more realistic would be like when you beat the game Portal or Portal 2 on the steam machine, it does something unique. Maybe that would be the time where the actual box itself sang the Triumph song. That might make way more sense. It actually would be a fantastic Easter egg, now that I'm thinking about it. Having Valve's own hardware that looks like a companion cube do unique things when you beat the game that the companion cube is from, that Valve also made. Yeah, I mean, that feels like a slam dunk. Maybe that's something they could take advantage of with like this LED bar. I'm not really sure. Now, I do have one more idea for an Easter egg that is a bit ridiculous, but I still think would be really cool. Because another thing that the steam machine resembles quite a bit is a die, like a dice. You know, it's like a 6-sided cube. Oh my gosh. So imagine that Valve decides that one of the sides of their 6-sided steam machine is the lucky side, and that if you roll it, oh my gosh, and it lands on that side, it plays another secret message. Maybe that's where like the Wilhelm scream comes back. You know, like, ah! I feel like there is something here with like rolling and getting lucky on one side of the steam machine, because Valve also makes CS2, where crate opening and the luck of the draw is such a huge component to like the community of that game. So this would be like the crate opening for a physical piece of hardware. Are you lucky enough to roll the steam machine and get the correct side without bricking the hardware? If so, you get a prize or something. This again falls into the category of like Valve incentivizing people to destroy their hardware for the sake of an Easter egg. But like the more I think about that, isn't that like the same thing with the Steam controller making the scream noise when it falls? The act of them adding that most certainly, like over time, will increase the amount of broken Steam controllers, right? And so these last two Easter egg ideas for the Steam machine, like what happens if you incinerate it or what happens if you roll it on the correct side, both of those kind of do the same thing. So if Valve has already implemented something that will increase the likelihood of their hardware being broken, maybe they would consider doing something like this as well. I don't know. Like I said, I can almost guarantee that we're gonna find at least one Easter egg inside of the Steam machine when it's released. And if I'm being realistic, it's probably gonna be something like etched into the actual PCB or the silicon wafers of the hardware itself. And don't get me wrong, that would still be really cool. I mean, I'm really excited for this piece of hardware to come out. But given the fact that Valve seems to be pushing the limits when it comes to their hardware Easter eggs, maybe we'll find something a bit more ridiculous inside of this companion cube, if you will. Let me know what your Easter egg thoughts for the Steam machine are down below. That's all I have for you today. I'm really excited for this to come out, and when it does, we will do some Easter egg hunting together, okay? So stay tuned for that. I've been Mr. Yeaster, your tech tinkerer, and I will catch you in the next one. Aw, yeah.